fifth dimension. Aquarius I am. We in the Aquarius age for the next 2,000 years, you dig?
Swing low, time to move on. Light years in time, ahead of our time.
I want to free your mind by helping you understand the zodiac signs. That's right, you're live with Aquaman in the zodiac zone where the cosmos is your home. I'm your very own Anpu, the real urban guru, coming through on the mothership. So let's open up your cosmic memory bank and swing down to earth where the shit stain. Peace, peace. Welcome everyone to Hip Hop Astrology TV, man. I'm your host, Anpu, the real urban guru, the ambassador of the Aquarian age. Today, we getting into my homie, man, one of my favorites, man. About to say Lil Boosie, but officially Boosie Badazz, man. If you don't know, Boosie's in the news because his brother stole money from him. I was going to say allegedly, but when I checked Boosie's Instagram, he said, yeah, we ain't even family no more because of this. And 361,000, man. Can we see it in the birth chart, the science of astrology? Absolutely. But before we even get started in the announcements, man, I want you to really ask yourself a question. Do you believe in God? Like sincerely, really believe in God? Do you believe that God knows what you're going through? In fact, if God is all wise and knowing, if that's your definition, which is generally the definition of God, nothing that God don't know, right? Then God purposely allows things to happen to you. See, we're going to have to move to a place that I share with my students called divine understanding. Okay? And I'll talk about that as we get into it. So before we get started, man, listen, visit myastrologycoach.com because I got a webinar coming up that's going to be talking about money karma. You're going to see that today with Boosie because his money got stolen. Love karma, your love for your brother. You're going to see that today as well. And I'm talking about love, period. And love karma, especially in your intimate relationships. Parental issues, that's there. You can see that. And health issues. We definitely going to see health issues inside of this webinar. I mean, in this short presentation with Boosie today as well. Get into this webinar on August the 20th, okay? Because I'm going to show you how to spot negative energy. Most importantly, I want to give you the tools to help you circumvent negative energy so you don't never have to go through these rough experiences. Very important to get to that point of evolution in your own conscious, okay? But I'll give you the webinar free if you sign up today and even tomorrow. The offer expires tomorrow, August the 1st. But you take the eclipse special that I'm doing, and it's a crackhead price. Eclipses are very powerful. They usually signify some drama that's going to come in your life if you have anything's in the eclipse zone. And Boosie has something in the eclipse zone, and I'm going to show that, okay? Even though he's a Scorpio, and the first eclipse is going to take place, the moon is going to be in Aquarius, and the sun is going to be over there in Leo. That affects Scorpio, okay? I'm going to show you that. All right, and then the second eclipse, the more powerful one, that's going to be in Leo, August 21st. That affects Boosie as well, who's a Scorpio. I'm going to show you that. So don't think just because you ain't a Leo that you ain't got nothing in the zone. Listen, you may have something in these zones, all right, and it's going to trigger something. All right, I keep showing it in these videos. Watch these videos. Take this eclipse special by August the 1st. I'll put you in my webinar on the 20th, absolutely free on me. We're going to get this party started right after the break.
Are you plagued by trauma, abandonment, or abuse? The Imagination Guru has helped thousands just like you overcome emotional memories that prevent you from happiness and success using the power of your mind. Overcome your trauma, overcome your abandonment, overcome your abuse by first making the decision right now to call the Imagination Guru at 1-877-345-3797 and live the life you deserve.
Ladies, this is Shantae. I want to say how much I love 2L Love Fund. I've gotten my bills paid many times. I've helped other people get their bills paid. I love it. It always comes at the right time, and I would tell anybody and everybody to at least try it because it works.
Okay, shout out to the 2L Love Fund, man. That's where we all pitch in $13 a month, man. At the end of the month, man, we just cash it out and split it by 4, man. We keep on going down the line, helping each other, man. That's what it's about, showing love. You get to it, myastrologycoach.com, and you can click on the membership tab, and voila, baby. It's going to be right there, all right? So let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's conversation. Boosie Badazz brother arrested for stealing $361,000. Wow. From rapper's bank account. Okay. So what you see here is a chart. What's the premise, man? I got 3 points, really 4, but I got 3 points. One of them is a 2 and 1. That I'm going to show you some things. Point number 1. I want to talk about the planet Mercury is inside of the constellation Scorpio when Boosie was born. Boosie is a major freaking Scorpio. In fact, let me show you a picture of his latest Instagram right before he addressed his brother, the issue with his brother. He has the money phone up and he's talking about, hell nah, B, you can't get none of this D, right? And so, you know, this is him not even on a real phone, but he on the real money phone for sure. And he's talking sex because Scorpio is the sign that rules sex. And this just couldn't even be any more better when I saw this. I'm like, this nigga is such a Scorpio. And he really is, because you see all this cluster of energy in the constellation Scorpio tightly together. Okay, so point number 1, I'm going to show you what the planet Mercury in Scorpio can bring about as it pertains to your brothers and your siblings and money. Okay. Point number 2 is the planet Mars in the sky, along with the sun in the sky, because it's Leo season. Okay. Is squaring all of that energy in Scorpio. Here is a square chart from Scorpio to Leo. That's a problem. That's a square. So I'm going to show you what this square represent, as Mars is the one that's bringing the energy as usual. And then point number 3, the planet Saturn is at 28 degrees Libra in a very close alignment with Pluto, who's at 27 degrees Libra. But I want to put the focus on Saturn in Libra. All right, so let's get it started again. Here is the constellation Gemini. Why am I showing you Gemini? Because the planet Mercury rules Gemini. That's a term that we use in astrology. Every zodiac sign has a planet that loves to be inside of that sign. It's like the planet's home. The planet is the ambassador representing that zodiac sign. Okay. For Mercury, it's Gemini. Gemini is the constellation that is known as the twins, or your siblings, your brother and sister. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. So Mercury represents your brothers and sisters. Okay. Now, the 8th house, or the 8th zodiac sign, is Scorpio. The key words here is sex and shared money and property. Now, even if Boosie didn't, quote unquote, share his access code with his brother or whatever, his brother clearly felt a sense of entitlement that I want this nigga's money. This is our money, right? And so he felt this sense of entitlement clearly because the planet Mercury, which represents brothers, is in Scorpio, which is the sign of shared money. Okay, see where I'm going? So let's look at a keyword for Mercury. Mercury has a keyword that says deceit. Let's run it back. So Mercury is the planet that rules siblings, our brother. A keyword is deceit. So a lion as sibling, in this case, a lion deceitful as brother. As it pertains to Scorpio, where Mercury was at, a lion deceiving as brother about shared resources or my money. Okay, bingo. It's just that simple. He was born with the marker. Okay, so Let's move on to point number 2 when we saw Mars was squaring the energy. Keywords for Mars is burglary and theft. You see theft right next to burglary? What happened? So when Mars is squaring, the square represents an issue that's about to come at you sideways, right? The energy that represents burglars and thieves, okay? All right, a thief is about to come at you. All right, bam, that's how you know. It's about measuring this science, all right? So found that interesting. That's dead on the money as well. I keep showing y'all Mars in this solar system serves as a major activating point, man. This is how you know if you on point. Is based upon the energy of Mars and your experiences that you have, all right? It's just a mirror of your own consciousness. You need to understand that. So Boosie, again, born November the 14th, 1982. We're going to move on to Saturn here. Please note that Saturn appears to be at the leg of Virgo, the Virgin. Now, remember, I said Saturn was at 28 degrees Libra. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees on the angle, and it's spinning at over 1,000 miles per second, and you don't feel the tilt, nor do you feel the spin. In fact, it's so dope in this reality, and it casts the illusion, it makes it appear as if the sun is rising in the morning, and the sun is not rising. The sun never rises nor set. The earth is spinning, but you don't feel this. So what you think you see with the naked eye ain't the real deal, baby. It's not. And this is where I get on my astronomer friends or my Eastern astrologers behinds, in a sense, because you can't go by what you think you see by the naked eye. You have to know the correct measurement, okay? So anyway, for simple layman's terms, let's just agree that Saturn appears to be right here in the sky when Boosie was born. So let's speed it up by 29 years, because in 2011, Boosie is now 29 years old. And November the 29th is, according to Wikipedia, this is when Boosie is sentenced to 8 years. Okay. So Saturn is in the exact same place in the sky. This is a phenomenon that's known as Saturn return. In my science, we know what this is all about. It's a time that happens when you're about 28 to 30 years on average. I just did 7 Streeters video. Go check that out. She was stressed and all that. Same age, same concept, okay? So Saturn return is a marker to show, in a sense, it's a mirror to see where you're at in your development. If you've been bullshitting, if you've been going against the grade, or you've been kind of cutting corners, your actions, and that's what karma is, your actions. Karma means actions, okay? Your actions is going to catch up with you. Now, let me be clear, because remember, all physical actions are preceded by thought. Thought comes first. That's the cause, and then the result is your physical action. I'm about to get up and make a video. There was a thought, there became an action. I'm about to get up and eat. There's a thought, there's an action. So thought precedes everything. Thus the ancient axiom, all is mental. This is a very ancient science that knows that everything is mental, okay? So again, these planetary positions are just a mirror of mental decisions that you made and physical actions that you did. Therefore, we are reaping the rewards of our energy that we put out, okay? So on 2011, November 29th, he has a Saturn return. Let's look at the definitions for Saturn here. Saturn's energy is time, injustice. Justice Department means the government. The government, when you're in trouble here, the government gives you a sentence with time, okay? So this is how it works. So when the planet of time and justice gets right back in the same location that where it was at when Boosie was born, is it a coincidence that his physical reality would be an issue dealing with law enforcement, justice, and time as a punishment? You feel me? Damn, man. See, so that's 2 things. So now we got the brother stealing. Now we have time, okay? And again, and see, Saturn is the planet of karma, as well. Let's see, another key word over there in the second column is called the past. So it's talking about your past actions that you did. Okay. So Boosie said something about his brother that in the post about we ain't his family, we ain't family no more. It's fucked up. And Scorpio has this thing about loyalty. It does. It's the zodiac sign that rules loyalty without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, and can't stand to be betrayed. It hates it. But we have to be real careful here on how we mentally catalog experiences on this plane. Because if you got a problem, and I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. If you got a problem, unconsciously and subconsciously, let me explain both of them. Unconsciously, you will create an event will happen that appear as another random event in your life that, you know, look like it's some more bullshit, but you don't know that you're creating it unconsciously because you got a negative energy called a memory of an experience. My brother, you know, F me over, and that energy is creating your cells. This is the real cell phone. Your cells is sending out a negative cellular energy that's going to cause somebody else negative in your life to mirror that frequency that you have yourself. So that's unconscious because you're not aware that you're doing it. And then it's subconscious because that energy lodges below your regular conscious mind. You're just, again, it's another level of awareness that you're not aware of. Okay, so it operates inside of the region of your brain that deals with subconscious things. It's called your limbic brain. Okay, the brain, the part of the brain that deals with memory, that deals with I'm hungry, that deals with let's turn the temperature up in the body. The things that you don't consciously think about, but the body tells you, your mind tells you, yeah, negative energy exists in the automatic portion of the brain called the subconscious. So you have to be consciously aware on how you catalog things in your memory. Facts. Okay. So now let's look at another aspect of Boosie's life. Saturn represents chronic ailments. Okay. Now remember, he was born with Saturn in Libra. In medical astrology, yes, medical astrology, the real medical prognosis, the real medical psychology. Okay. Libra, you see it, is the zodiac sign that rules the kidneys. Wasn't Boosie at one point in time in his life, didn't he have cancer on the kidney and he successfully recovered? Because the planet Saturn, which represents karma, represents past actions, right? It represents chronic ailments, is in the zodiac sign of Libra that deals with kidneys. And this man had what? Cancer on the kidney, a chronic ailment on the kidney. So how can we see the theft and it happens? How can we see the time and it happens? And then we see the ailment and it happens, right? So here's the question. If Saturn again represents the past and your own karma, and you as an individual have done things, and I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to everybody, all right? Because this information is for everybody. If you have done something in the past that wasn't quote unquote righteous, who's to say that in the future your karma and your punishment is not going to come? This is where you got to get to the divine understanding. Again, how you can't believe in God and at the same time not see God inside of the shit. I'm sorry. That's where God dwells the most, inside of the shit. All right, I know how you say this. This nigga just say God dwells in shit. Yeah, I did. Because even shit has a function on this plane. It serves as food and fertilizer. All your green vegetable eaters and veggies and everything go green. Green loves to eat dookie. Okay? This is the realm of where you hear my intro. Let's swing down the earth where the shit stank. because it gets very real down here. Your brothers steal from you down here. Your brothers kill you down here. Okay? So you got to get to this place in your own consciousness where you understand your own mental thoughts, you understand your actions, and it's like a butterfly ripple effect. Your actions will set up future actions. Your thoughts, current thoughts, you can try to repress them all you want to. Another key word for Saturn is restriction and repressive. So it's the part of your psychology that wants to hold shit, right? So if you want to hold some negative shit inside of you and think that that's doing good because you're holding it in, that's another mistake. Another mistake. And I leave y'all with this one just so you can think about this shit, man. Because the shit gets this deep for real. And I'll bring clients out to show you. One thing about our science and what we do, we got testimonials from people to show you that what we're talking about is real. And I know y'all know it's real. That's why you here. Listen, memories get lodged in your soul, and when you die, you will come back here again. Tina Marie told you in the song Deja Vu. Don't you know if your heart is full of sin? Don't you know when you die, you'll come back again? Real story. Because your cosmic memory bank and your soul is saying, I got a problem that I didn't fix. And you got to come in this reality and stand up to it. Now, this becomes very dangerous because all this shit deals with Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of death and rebirth. Okay? So all of this is relative. And so this information gets lodged in the soul and is very dangerous in the Western Hemisphere because this is not a hemisphere that teaches spirituality as the main norm first. In this hemisphere, this is the side of material riches. Then you get to spirituality. It's God on Sunday, and you don't even do that because you lack a proper understanding. And I can't blame you on that because the teachers who've been teaching this shit don't know the real mysteries of what they're teaching. Okay, but I can't knock them. They got what they got. Okay, so this is not this is dangerous over here because over here you become enlightened when you go to prison and then you become the Malcolm X. Now you're forced to read. You're forced through abuse, through a lot of turmoil, through a lot of trials and tribulations to find God versus voluntarily putting your conscious mind on the God that exists. And here's the key, that exists everywhere. But most importantly, where he exists at is inside of you. That's what you really got to pay attention on, is focusing on the God energy that's inside of you. Okay? And we'll show you how to cultivate that. So you can reincarnate here and it becomes dangerous because now your brother is your son, or he's your abusive daddy in the next life that's beating the hell out of you because you stopped talking to him in the previous life, which is called this life right here. You see what I'm saying? And then sometimes the genders change and the dynamics of the relationships change. They could be your lover versus your parent. I'm telling you. Say what you want to say. There's proof about this phenomenon. And we have it. Okay? So be real careful, ladies and gentlemen. Think about your actions, your thoughts, and then your actions, okay? Because every thought and every action creates a future effect, okay? Real story. Self-activation workbook is right here on myastrologycoach.com, and get it. It will help you understand your own chart. It's designed to show you how to see the energy in your own chart, and you have to start writing about the energy that you see about yourself. That's why it's called self-activation. Get the Spiritual Wisdom for the 21st Century is a book that we have on Amazon. Questions and Answers is all just answering questions. Me and my brother, the Prime Minister, Minister Jew. Phenomenal piece of work. I'm on iTunes and all digital media outlets. 2 projects called The Zodiac Made Easy is one of them, and the other one is called Planets in Harmony, The Frequency of God. Okay, so you want to get those 2 if you like to listen to information. And support me, man. Follow me on social media. I'm Real Urban Guru, man. You got a question? Oh, I need your help. Share this video. Hashtag, let people know it's on YouTube. Hashtag Hip Hop Astrology TV. All right, on your Instagrams, on your Twitters, hashtag Facebook, whatever. Hashtag, man, Hip Hop Astrology TV. Got a question? Call me, man. The number is right there, man. Peace.
Prophecy is what we all have to go by now.